Very cool.
All
All
right.
right. So, guys, today I'm here with fellow member of the Women in Film Project, Sydney Presendieu. Is that how you pronounce it?
Hey. Yes, yes, you got it right. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I'm here with Sydney. She's an actor and filmmaker, my God. She's an actor and filmmaker based here in Miami, Florida. She's as harder than I thought.
Right.
All right, so actually, yeah, so I'll edit this, obviously. Uh,
Okay.
so with that being said, let's just give a quick intro. So tell people who you are, what you do, and how long you've been doing it for.
Well, hi, my name is Sydney Presendieu. I'm an actress. I've been acting for about 10 years now. I got my acting career started off doing theater. I've been doing theater my whole life. And I've been transitioning into film. So that's been really exciting. I got my BFA from New World School of the Arts, which is a conservatory 4-year training program. So I was able to get my degree as well. So that was a really cool experience. And now I'm just really trying to get my in, doing what I can to get my name out there. So I'm really excited. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. So talk to the audience and tell us what it meant to you to be part of the Women in Film Project as a participant.
Honestly, it's been so amazing because, I mean, first of all, thank you for even creating this platform for women to be able to express themselves and to feel like we have a support system within each other, and also to have that ability to be like, this is me, this is who I am, and I am strong in what I do. And being a part of this project has really helped to inspire me to keep pushing myself past any type of boundaries that might have been placed on me for, being a woman, being a Black woman. Um, and so it's really encouraged me to reach out to more women as well and try to collaborate and just to do what we can.
Incredible. That was incredible. Yeah. So, if you could just briefly, touch on describe what it's like what is it like to be a woman in this industry, and kind of what are some things that you struggle with, and how have you overcome those challenges?
To be a woman in this industry, honestly, it's been a little tough, only because I feel like it's a little bit, you have to do more for people to take you seriously. And that's something that I kind of had to realize, was that, I'm going to be given different opportunities because of, being a woman and also my skin color, which is very unfortunate. And so it's kind of, it's instilled in me that I had to work harder, especially, starting off as an actress, like, and trying to build your ranks up and, build that kind of repertoire. I had to really push myself to know that I can do it, and that there is a space for me in this industry. And I think, starting off, I really just had to encourage myself and push myself to do that, because it's like, there's not many people that are willing to give you an opportunity, right off the bat, as it would be for a male counterpart. And so I had to take that into account and, work my way up in any way that I could. Um, and so I think now the industry is changing and it's opening up, and, there's so many amazing women that are making headlines and, really pushing the narrative that we deserve that space as well, which makes me really happy. But yeah, it's definitely been a journey.
But right. So, talk about that. Talk about that journey. Where did you start and where are you today? Kind of talk about that evolution, how you kind of grown in the process to who you are today.
For me, it's been a lot of realizing my worth and my place, and to know that I can do it. So, when I started off and I realized I wanted to be an actress in like elementary school, because I moved around a lot when I was younger, and I kind of just stumbled upon an art school And I fell in love with acting ever since then. And so it became something that just was like a passion for me, a joy for me. And so when I had to learn the business aspect growing up and learn like what it's like to work in the industry, I think that's where a lot of the challenges came in for me, because I just didn't know where to start. I didn't know where to go, or what I could do to get myself in those places that I wanted to be in those rooms, to be seen. And I think that was the biggest challenge for me, because I kind of had this fear that I wouldn't be able to network myself, or I wouldn't be able to meet the right people that I really wanted to get in contact with. So once I graduated college, that's when COVID hit, unfortunately, and we had just went to New York to do our showcases, in front of agencies, and it kind of got messed up because of COVID. So it was a lot about now is like rebranding myself as an actress, and also creating my own work as well, and so I think that is like where my journey is now taking place, is just like, putting myself out there, knowing what I bring to the table as an artist, and not letting any stereotypes or any type of negative commentary bring me down. It's kind of just like pushing past that and like going straight for the gold.
And talk about how important is it to, as an artist, to create your own work and share your voice, share your story?
It's so important. It's so important. In college, my senior year, actually, we were able to create our own one-person show. And I think that opened a huge like world for me to realize that, wow, like I can create something myself. And it can actually be something worthy out there. Um, there is someone that I really look up to, Issa Rae. She is an actress, director, a writer, producer, filmmaker, and she's amazing. And she got her start off by, making YouTube videos and, doing her own series with her friends called Awkward Black Girl. And it was just about herself, her day-to-day experiences as an awkward, relatable, and inspiring, because it's not like she had this like huge fancy camera set up or whatever. It was literally just her and her friends creating something. And so to her now, she has her own shows on HBO. She's producing other works for Black creatives, and she's putting a spotlight for them. And to get creative and write those stories, because for me, a lot of times I was always waiting for someone to write my story. I was always waiting for that opportunity, waiting for that platform. But it's like, you might just end up waiting for the rest of your life. And I think I had that realization where it's like, okay, like if I want certain stories to be told from my perspective, like it has to come from me. That's the only place that it'll feel genuine and real. And so that's what I'm also trying to do a lot now, is just like writing, some short films, writing things. And even if I don't see them going anywhere, it's just to write, to express myself so that I can get comfortable in that space. So yeah, I think it's so important. I think everybody should make their own work just for fun. Like just do it.
Right. I mean, yeah. So a lot of people don't necessarily have that resources or the confidence within themselves to tap into that. What's a way that you found to develop that inner confidence, to share your own story?
For me, I would say the biggest thing that has helped me with my confidence would be like words of affirmation for myself. And, because it's like we're always so used to hearing that, like, that chatter in our brain of like, oh, we can't do it. We're not good enough. We don't have enough resources, like you said, or like there's no way to get to where we want to be. And so for me, I just had to like silence that voice and to create my own voice, speak out loud and tell myself, I am worthy. Like there is space for me. Like I am creative. I can write something. I can do this, because, everybody can tell you how amazing you are, but if you don't believe it for yourself, you're never going to believe it. And I think that that is something that has really helped me. And also like collaborating with friends, because I feel like if you have friends that are creatives or someone that, you feel like you can go to, it really helps you to build momentum. And sometimes it is harder to do it on your own. And for me, I had to realize that I don't always have to do it on my own too. I can reach out to people. I mean, just like me and you, like we're collaborating on this now, this is bringing me a lot of inspiration and motivation to keep going. So I feel like it's like, regardless of what you have,
Oh,
iPhone 4,
yeah.
like you can do it. You can do it. There's no rule book to, starting something. There's no perfect way to do it.
Right.
So
Like you were saying, just like now, we're doing an interview on Zoom.
yeah,
Instead of
yeah.
fancy cameras and whatever, but I think it still works. Take
Yeah.
advantage of the moment.
Hmm.
And I think it could be the start of definitely a new venture into not only interviewing female filmmakers from around the country.
Yeah,
When you don't have access to them necessarily in your area, you bring that access, make that accessible to everyone else
for
just by
sure.
doing an interview over Zoom. So now we
Hmm.
can have the discussion from anywhere in the world.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And I would say something that's so cool about the Women in Film Project is that it's made me see how much women there are doing this. I feel like it's hard when you don't see it around you. And so to see that there are so many women that are like so excited and so just driven in, what they want to do, it really inspires me, and it lets me know that I have this like bank of support. Even if I never speak to these women, it's like I know that they're there, and it's like we're all on the same wavelength, like we're all trying to get to a similar goal. So I think that's awesome.
let's just speak about that goal real quick. What's that goal that you're heading toward?
For me, my goal is to be in commercials, TV, film, do theater on Broadway, everything, and especially to uplift Black voices, to uplift the way Black women are seen on film, to play diverse characters, and to show young Black women that, like, hey, like, you can see us on TV, with the same hair texture, with the same skin tone, there's no limitations to our creativeness. And that's something that I knew when I was growing up. I always uh, really looked up to the small amount of Black women that I did see on TV, especially like Keke Palmer when she was in Aquila and the Bee, and she had like the glasses and the barrettes in her hair, and I was like, what? I was like, I've never seen any young Black. I think that really inspired me as an actress, because I was like, wow, like I could be on film. I could be there just as I am. I don't have to change who I am or try to make myself more likable or more appealing to, the way that the industry has been in the past. And so that is something that really inspires me. And I know that, my end goal is to inspire people as well to. No, for me, I'm reaching for the stars at this point. I'm like, after COVID, I was like, I can't waste any more time. I just have to go and get it. I have to go and get it.
Go and get it right. I mean, and then talk about that goal in the industry, that common goal that you guys are all going toward. What is that? What does that speak to you about?
I think our common goal, honestly, is just to, one, have our voices heard and uplifted, and to also, like I was saying earlier, to inspire others. To create these stories, and to have this place of just knowing that we're meant to be here too. Like, we're women, like we have dreams, we have desires, we have great ideas, great stage presence, and also that women can be in places of power and places of authority too. I think that this is a big power movement that's going on to show that, like, yes, we are capable, yes, we are deserving of this space as well. And I think that every woman has that same, I guess, goal, because we're kind of tired of being put in the background. We're tired of being, like, not taken seriously enough, because it's like we are more than capable, more than qualified. And I think that that's something that a lot of women in the industry could, definitely relate to. It's like our time is now. Our time is right now. So.
Right, and I think it comes back to the fact that representation in media is so
Mhm.
important. If you just touch on that, on you know why to use representation in media is so important. Representation specifically of female creators or people just like you.
Representation is everything. Like I was saying earlier, it's like when you are watching something on TV and you don't see anyone that looks like you, it can be very discouraging. Or like if you go on set and there's no women there, it's just a place full of men. It's kind of like you kind of feel out of place. And so I feel like when you have representation, it inspires the rest of the generations to come, and it creates a narrative that it's like there is space and there is opportunity as well. And I feel like when there is a good amount of representation for women in film, in front of the camera, behind the camera, it'll keep inspiring more creatives to keep creating and to not feel discouraged and to be like, oh well, I don't see people like me on TV. I don't see women doing this, so obviously it's not a place for women. But that's so misguided. That's so untrue. And so are becoming more open to everything. I think it's so important to have representation. Representation is everything because you emulate what you see. So yeah.
We see, yeah, that's interesting. So, I mean, talk about that. Where would you want to see the industry fast forward 5 years, 10 years from now? What's the ideal place that you want to see changed, or what change would you want to see in this industry?
I want to see more women, more Black women, more LGBTQ, more everyone, working. I want to see everyone working. And even to the point where, when we watch these big award shows, like I want to see women getting, being credited for their work and being acknowledged for, the hard work that they do put in, day in and day out. Because I think that there's so much talent that is going, and is really important to um, award them and to give them that platform to be like, yes, you're doing it and you're doing a great job. And I think that that is something that will inspire so many people. So like I just want to see, I want to see women everywhere. I want to see us everywhere, like I don't want to get on set and only see women doing the makeup and hair. Like that's not it. I want to see us working on the cameras, being the PA, being everywhere. Um, and I think we're getting there, like slowly. But we could chug a little faster. We could do a little more, like to uplift the women. So I think that that would be amazing to be able to see that. Not even 5 years, like let's say 2 years. I'd say next year. So yeah.
Making it happen. Yeah. So, with all that, I mean, what's at the core? I mean, for me, the core of all that is a community of like-minded individuals. So, let's touch on what does community mean to you, and how has that shaped, the place you are now, shapes the place you are now.
Community to me, it means a group of people who uplift each other and support each other and connect each other, and also like catch each other, to help each other when one of us falls or is feeling just not good enough, or just not really feeling the best that they can. For me, community has been everything, especially when it comes to networking and to reaching out to more people.
Mhm.
Same thing to create a community or to add more members to your group, because it just makes us stronger, and it's a beautiful thing when we can all come together with like this similar goal in mind and to see that goal prosper. And so for me, community, it really is, I would say, the main thing that has kept me going. I can reach out to my friends, I can reach out to my peers, or I could even just see my peers doing something amazing and, theater or film related, and that will inspire me to do the same thing. And I think it's so important to have that network of people that you can rely on, that you can come to, you can draw inspiration from. And I think that that's the only way that things are done, because when you think about a work of art, it's not just one person, it's everybody that's involved in it. There's so many different layers, and there's so many different people that come together to make one thing work. And I think that that's so beautiful, and it's so necessary and so important.
Hmm. Yeah, exactly. In the Women in Film project, the idea there is that while the women in each picture stand alone, they, in the entire project, they stand beside one another, stronger together as a unit, as a cohesive unit. Yet again, they are valued and recognized for the work that they do individually. But it's
Yes.
to show that without their work, without each individual's work, that community would not be complete without each one of them.
Mhm. Mhm. For sure.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you kind of lean on one another to kind of make things happen, right? Kind of thing,
Mhm.
right? So is there any point? Is there any situation that came up necessarily with where community has been there for you?
I would say, well, my class, when I, not even before I graduated, but at the World, that was like the best community was my class, because they were such an amazing, uplifting, positive source of people that, were all just with each other every single day, for 4 years. And so we were kind of forced that this community, but it was so effortless to be with them every single day. And I think they honestly taught me what it means to be a part of a community, and what it means to rely on each other and catch each other and support each other. Because there would be days where we're not feeling it, and it's like we have to be there for each other, and in a way that it's so respectful and encouraging from being with my class. Shout out to class of 2020. Um, that same feeling that I got, I think I carry now, because when I think about networking with other people, I kind of have that same feeling towards them, that same care and love towards them. So I have them to thank, truly.
Yeah. So I mean, let's talk about the things that you've accomplished in the last 5 years and what you hope to accomplish moving forward.
I would say graduating with my BFA, that was honestly one of the biggest accomplishments, Bachelor's in Fine Arts and Theater, because it was a really rigorous process. And I feel like I've come out of that so much stronger and with so much knowledge from the teachers. And that has been just something that I feel like now it's made me feel so ready to jump into the industry. And I would say even the small accomplishments that I've been having recently, I was able to do background work for Issa Rae's show, Rap Shit, that is coming out pretty soon. And I actually got to meet her and, share a few words with her, which was like, meant the world to me, because she is like one of my biggest inspirations. And I would say even those small things have really kept me inspired, kept me driven. And I plan to accomplish so much more. I plan to keep going and not even stopping for a second. So yeah.
What's a dream project that you would want to work on in 5 years from now?
Dream project, honestly, I would love to be in, well, honestly, anything Issa Rae, as an actual character. Issa Rae, if you're listening, hey girl, hey. But also, I would say to work with Lupita Nyong'o in Black Panther. That is like one of my, but that's like a huge dream. Like every time I go to the gym, I like pretend that I'm training for Black Panther. Like I'm like, okay, I'm getting ready for the next one that's gonna come out. But yeah, that is like honestly working with any Black creative women, Viola Davis, Ava DuVernay, all of
It's awesome. Yeah, and so now imagine, going back 9 years from now, you were let's say, you were standing there at the very beginning of your journey, and the fact is that there's a lot of people also in that same position. So if you were rewind 9 years ago with the stuff that you know today, what's one piece of advice that you'd give over to those people in that same position?
I would say to keep going. Keep going. Don't let, doubt or fear that you might
Yeah,
have
you want
about
to
your.
repeat it? I think it broke up there.
Oh, did it? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
we'll edit it.
Yeah, what?
So if there's one
uh,
piece of advice that you'd give a female filmmaker or someone, or what's one piece of advice you give any, a female filmmaker in that same position? What's one piece of advice you'd give them?
my piece of advice would be to keep going and keep believing in yourself. Your dreams are valid. They're so valid, and you are so deserving to make them come to life. I know that times it can feel very tough and very discouraging. And sometimes it might feel like no one's watching or no one's listening, but like you have a voice that deserves to be heard. You have a spot wherever you want to be, you are destined to be there, especially if it brings you joy. And I would honestly keep soaking up as much as you can. Draw inspiration from anywhere and just keep creating. Like, don't wait for anybody. Do it yourself, because when you do it yourself, that is when everything else will attract to you. And yeah, just know that you're worthy of being a filmmaker, a producer, being in front of the camera, behind the camera, whatever you want to do. You're put on this earth to do exactly that. So yeah.
I mean, I think that was a killer way to end it for sure. That was,
Yay!
that was sick. Yeah, this is gonna be pretty. I don't know how I'm gonna cut it up yet, because there's so much
Hmm.
good content in there, but
Yeah.
I could just publish the whole live thing, the whole interview, or uh, again, probably maybe a 5-minute segment or something. Just cut the highlights or
Yeah.
something. There's so
Yeah.
much good stuff, though. I think
Yay! That was
such
awesome.
a, yeah,
That
impromptu
is
stuff
definitely
for sure. I think it's a good. I mean, I think this is definitely a start to some sort of interview thing all around the
hmm
country.
hmm
Obviously, I'm like, I would have to improve my like visuals and stuff like that, but
uh-huh.
it's a start. I don't
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think it has to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect.
No, it
Oh, and
doesn't.
that's what I think they're looking. That's what people are looking for, is that raw, candid kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Um,
I agree.
and I think even I'm pretty sure on Zoom that you could see my video, but I'm not sure. So you could maybe hear my voice and then just see your face talking. I have to
Hmm.
check that out after, but I mean, I have never shown my face yet on the platform, so
Uh-huh.
I'm debating on how to do that. Maybe do like an introduction post, like meet the founder, meet the photographer behind the project or something. Just
Yeah.
so I
Yeah.
don't
You
have
should do
to
that.
keep it on every message I send out on Instagram. I have to introduce. I'm like, just for context, you know, my name's Eli. I'm the founder and photographer behind the project. Like, this is
Hmm.
why I started it, and
Hmm.
then you can start the conversation, kind of thing.
Yeah.
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 But
I think
now I feel like if I just post it, post a picture of my face, a little bio or something, a little quote,
hmm
just formally introduce, then it becomes much easier and more
Yeah.
transparent than
Right.
uh, than trying to like hide behind it or whatever.
hmm hmm
Because that's
Yeah.
something I've had to be aware of. Like,
I agree.
yeah, it has to be very transparent, very upfront.
Yeah, very upfront and honest, and that you're already that, so it's not like you have
Right.
to try to be anything else.
Yeah. So I think just putting a post maybe, or like a carousel thing, or like a highlight story thing, where it just says
Yeah.
like, meet the photographer, meet the
Yeah, that would be a good idea. I think.
I could do a bio. I'm gonna write all this stuff down. Actually, very good ideas here. Like meet the team almost.
Yeah.
So like the graphic designer, photographer, and then the website designer. Like do each individual shout outs kind of thing, or story post or something like the highlight. You know those the story things that you could do, the highlight posts.
The highlight, yeah, yeah.
Not or like keep them forever almost. You could do like those little.
Yeah, you can keep it on the page. Yeah, you should. I think that's a good idea.
Just to have it right there, people can, as a resource, meet the team.
Yeah, tap on it, see what's going on.
There's only 3 people right now, but hopefully it grows to like consistent people.
Yeah.
And then anybody who joins could be like a team member, you know, sound operator, like main assistant, the actual videographer, because I don't want to be doing it eventually. I want someone to actually film and edit the interviews for me, essentially.
Yeah, for sure.
So like having a videographer on there as well, like a staff or team videographer to shoot all the interviews. But that's not my, you know, it's not the forte, if you will, you know.
That's a great idea.
I'd much rather like pass it on to
Great
someone.
idea, Eli.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll definitely, I'll let you go for sure. I mean, do appreciate the time for sure.
Of course. Thank you. Thank you so much.